Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. For all the ones that have never been on here, and for the people that have already been on my channel, already liked my last video, subscribed, shared it, man, welcome back. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. So, title of my video is coronavirus. Am I going to talk about coronavirus today? Yes, I'm going to talk about coronavirus today. Is coronavirus old news? No. There's a lot that we need to learn and know that's happening right now in our lives from coronavirus. So, let's dig in. So, I think the most important thing with every relationship that's very key is honesty. Honestly, I don't have the best memory in the world. And second, honestly, I talk too much. So, because of that, I'm going to, at times, you'll probably see me glancing down looking at my notebook. So, this is my brain on paper. This keeps me on track and makes sure that I give you guys everything that I need to give you in the small amount of time that I have to give it to you in. That's the first thing you're going to know about my channel. Second thing to know about my channel is, because I am long-winded, and I do know that there are people in the world like me that love short snippets. Like, I can only take a 5 to 10 minute YouTube video because I don't have time. Like, my time is limited. It literally will take me like 3 days to get through a 30-minute YouTube video. Just being honest. So on my more long-winded topics like this one, I'll be providing you with 2 videos, and one will be like the short video, short and sweet, simple for all you folks like me. The other one will be the longer one for folks that have just a little extra time on their hand, or you want to break it up and watch it over the day. So this is video 1, part 1 of coronavirus. So in my last video, I told you I want to lead you to that peace that I have collected over these years. Praise God for that. So with that being said, I'm going to let you know step 1. Step 1 is just basically seeing God in every situation. Seeing the silver lining, okay? Any situation that happens, you just praise Him and you see that He is working. He lives in that situation. He hasn't let you down. There's something to come out of that situation. Let's say you're late to work. One day I was late to work, dropped my orange juice right off the counter, spilled everywhere on the floor, running late, super late. I'm stressed out. I got to be there on time. I know they're going to be tripping when I get there because your girl's late. So, you know, I'm all upset. I'm all over the place. I'm anxious as ever. I get in the car. I slow down. I pray. I say, God, let me make it to work safe. Because I do live in a big city and traffic is crazy. So let me make it to work safe. Next thing I start thinking is, you know what? Maybe God did slow it down just a little bit to protect me. Maybe He protected me from a ticket. Maybe He protected me from a car accident. Anything could have happened to me on my way to work that day. You know, so maybe that was God just working in that way. Once I got to work, everybody was cool. I had already prayed about it. Me and God had a long conversation with it. I put Him first. He stepped forward in front of me. He ordered my following steps. So that's the first thing that you need to know about getting that peace that you need. In this time that we're going through, I feel like it's key that we all try to find that peace and try to calm down the anxiety that's going on in the world right now. Most of you guys, y'all don't know when I'm recording this video, but I'm going to tell you right now. I'm actually recording this video just, I don't even think it's been a week since the whole George Floyd incident has occurred with the police. So right now, protests are going on. Right now, people are rioting. Right now, there's so much going on. We're still in the midst of coronavirus. It's still so many things stirring up. So with that being said, I feel like there's so many distractions that are distracting us away from what God wanted us to learn and be able to hold at this present time whenever He allowed coronavirus to affect the earth. So for all my people that are getting ready to log on off of here and you got things to do, I want you to know down here in the description below my video, I have left 2 sermons. I am a sermon junkie. I love sermons. I live for them. They help me on my everyday life. They help me when I'm trying to encourage people, uplift people, and motivate people. And most importantly, they help me to show people who God is and to bring them back to Him. So in the description, I have 2 sermons by 2 of my all-time favorite pastors. I have a favorites list. You will get to know that over time. Right now, I'm unveiling 2 of them. One of them is Pastor Michael Todd. That one is in my description. This one is going to be marked part 7. It is a whole series, a 10-part series that's worth every single freaking minute. I loved it, ate it up for dinner, lunch, aka whatever you want to say. Next is going to be my second, actually I don't know, they kind of neck to neck. But he was my first favorite for a long time before I found Pastor Michael Todd, and it's Joe Osteen. So in this description is going to have Joe Osteen, and his sermon is Rebooting. It was amazing. It was excellent. It was short, simple, sweet, straight to the point, and it helped me to be able to put all of this into perspective as far as what God is really doing with us right now. Where is He going with this? I have this text group in my phone, and I text 2 different groups because the groups are rather large, and I like to text a sermon and I like to explain what I got out of the sermon, just how I felt about it. So that is what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to go ahead and start off with Mark part 7 with Pastor Michael Todd and the different things that I learned. So watching his video, I learned that coronavirus is the fight that God called all of His people to. Every single person on the face of this earth has been and is being affected by this virus right now. If you don't know someone who has had it, if you have not personally had it, if you work a job, if you have children, if you are rich, if you are poor, you are being affected right here, right now, and have been for the past, for some of us, 6 months. Okay, so this is something very serious, something that we need to understand and grasp, that this has God all over it to work it out for our good. We must understand that God has overcome the world, meaning that whenever we get out of this situation, we all should come out of this situation better, changed. We all should be in a different space in life. If you come out of this situation and you're worse off, if you come out of this situation and you're the same person, baby, you missed it. Because we're supposed to change through this. God wanted us to change through this. He grasped our attention for a reason. Pastor Michael Todd talks about how obstacles are necessary for our elevation. Okay, so he digs in a little deep and he begins to talk about how we respond to obstacles, how they affect us, how we want to go around them, how we want to do everything to avoid them. We all hate obstacles, let's be honest. But I will be honest with you. Every obstacle that has stood in my way in my life has brought me out 100 times stronger. I've turned into a whole different person from every obstacle I've ever encountered. All because it was meant for my good. It was meant to change me. It was meant to bring me into a different place. So here in my notebook, I wrote, God has put us all in this situation to seek Him, depend on Him, grow through Him, and change through Him. He couldn't get our attention any other way. We live in what I like to call the microwave generation. We live in a time where it's now. We don't have time to wait. It's got to be done right now. There's no patience. There's no slow down. There's none of that. It's either you're going to do it now or you're not going to do it at all. Jobs are calling you to do that. Families are calling you to do that. You don't have a second of time to wait or waste. So it has to be done now. Things were going so fast, so sped up that our eyes and our attention was just so drawn away from Him. You don't hear anybody hardly talking about Him anymore. And if you do, they don't want to hear it. I'm not into that God thing, or that might work for you, but that don't work for me. That kind of thing. Blowing you off. Blowing you off from the thing that is going to help you. Blowing you off from the person that is going to change you. Blowing you off from the person that can bring you through anything that you encounter. That's sickness, death, anything that you encounter, job loss, anything, divorce, turning you away from that thing that we all need. And that was hindering us from being the great people. So, therefore, God had to slow things down. He had to make sure that us as his children would bring our eyes to him, our attention to him, so that he can give us everything that we needed in order to be successful again in this life. Do you know how much of a blessing it was? Do you know how much grace it was for him to do something like that? To think so much of us, to be able to stop things, slow it down, and allow us to focus in on him. Am I saying that it's a good thing that people die from this? Of course not. But we all know that our time here is limited. We all know that we're not going to be here one day. To know that you have something, you have gotten coronavirus, and the people that had gotten coronavirus, to know that they had gotten coronavirus and they had a second, or they had time just to give their lives over to Christ and be saved and be able to walk in eternity. That was a blessing in itself. To know that if we paid close attention and got our lives together and made sure everything was intact, and if we had gotten coronavirus and our lives were taken, we could have turned our lives over to him and made sure that we walk in eternity, and we still have a chance. If you're watching this video right now, you still have a chance. And that's grace. That's God's grace through all of this. Everybody wants to turn this into a bad thing, and a lot of people want to blame him and say, that's why I don't believe in him. That's why I don't understand how other people believe in him. He's not real. If he was so real, then he wouldn't allow something like this to happen. He wouldn't do something like this. No, that is not how he works. We have to learn how to trust him. I was listening to a sermon one day, and the pastor was stating that there were more people using the Bible app than it's ever been seen before during this time, during this period. So that meant that people actually were being more drawn to him, seeking him, finding him, figuring out what it is that he wanted from us, figuring out how to make it to that space that we all need to be striving to make it to, which is eternity. That is a good thing. I also read somewhere that the environment was more clean than it's ever been in years. There's less pollution. The animals were coming out. I read that in Italy, in the canal, they were able to visualize a jellyfish. They said a lot of times you can't really visualize anything in that water because it's so polluted from all of the travelers, from all of the tourists, and everything else that goes on there, sightseeing. So that, those are things that are working out. They were saying that the ozone layer was doing better. The atmosphere was doing better. They were saying plants were doing better. God needed to heal his earth. He needed to take a second and just slow things down. I remember how I felt before the pandemic. I remember I felt just so exhausted, so tired, so consumed. It was like every single day it was work. I go to work. I get up early. I go to work. I get off. I get home late. I cook. I take a bath. I get in the bed and I do it all over again. On my off days, I'm no good. I'm just laying down and going to sleep. Sleeping my life away. We all needed this extra recharge or extra rebooting, as Pastor Joe Osteen stated. Pastor Joe Osteen stated that the rebooting is happening during this time, stating that this situation could either hinder us or it can uplift us. And the choice is yours. I feel like this situation also has provided us a time, space, and opportunity to figure out what's next. I post this video because in the next few weeks, almost everything is going to be open in the country. I'm here in Texas. So Texas opened up at the beginning of May. They're doing a slow open, but every week they open a little bit more. Now nail salons, barbershops, and things of that sort are starting to be open as well. So we're getting ready to go back to our normal life, our normal programming, our normal activities. And my thing is, what have you gained from this? What have you seen from this? What have you experienced from this that is going to change your life? What is going to allow that change to happen after this that you can then put into play? Have you learned that maybe through all this time you wanted to be a writer? Write a book. Write a book about this. People later on in life are going to want to read about this. Write a book about your life during this time. Do you want to be an actor? Start working on plays, movies, things of that sort about this. Do you want to be a singer? Start making songs, not even about this, but just start living out your dreams. Whatever you gathered during that time, whatever you had time to do during this time, make space and opportunity for it. Come out and let that be seen. Don't put back what God wanted you to see on the back burner for what's currently happening now, which the government and everybody else is using as a distraction. Don't be distracted. My friends, I feel like if you can put all of this into play and keep all of this in mind, listen to those 2 sermons, man, get into your word. I feel like if you're able to do that, it will help you to understand why it's necessary to have that close relationship with Christ that we all need to be able to have that peace that surpasses all understanding. That peace in the middle of a pandemic that nobody can understand. That peace in the middle of killings of black people, innocent black people that nobody can understand. And you guys can all have that. Just keep your mind on him. Focus in on what he needs from you and what he's trying to teach you. And I promise you, you will come out of these situations better. You will come out of these situations stronger. You will be able to help people and help them to come out of these situations better and stronger. You'll be able to help the weak. That's one thing that I noticed whenever the pandemic was first being declared a pandemic. I was actually at work the week before it was declared a pandemic. Matter of fact, 2 days before it was declared a pandemic. The only thing that I heard was fear. Fear and weakness. Oh, what are we going to do if we lose our jobs? What are we going to do if this happens? What are we going to do if we get killed? What are we going to do? It was too much fear and weakness in the atmosphere. That is nothing that is of God's people. God did not make us weak, and he did not make us fearful of anything but him. That's the only thing that we're supposed to fear. So my friends, I encourage you once again, watch those sermons. Once again, strengthen yourself up. Build yourself up. If you got kids, strengthen them up. Build them up. If you have family, friends, whatever it may be, strengthen them up. Build them up too. Well, guys, like I said, I'm going to cut this video short. I ask you to please like this video. Subscribe to this video. I ask you to sign up for the notifications. Leave me comments. Let me know what you feel. Let me know how you feel from all of this. Let me know what you've been going through all of this. I'm going to try to do a few shout outs from my comments in my next videos and just let people know, the feedback from what, everybody else has been going through. Because we're one in this, man. We can help each other. We can build each other up. We can motivate each other and uplift each other. Man, most importantly, y'all be blessed. Keep off the stress, and y'all stay inspired. I'll see y'all on my next video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.